everybody, and welcome back to the Blossom Review. How are you? Today we're talking about JTBC's Beyond the Bar, a 12-episode legal drama that came to a close last Sunday. If you just sighed and thought to yourself, oh no, another legal drama, let me tell you that I wasn't counting down the days to Beyond the Bar myself, but what seemed to be just another legal drama actually became JTBC's wildcard, a series that ended up surpassing any and all expectations you might have had for it. So let me tell you why I think Beyond the Bar is absolutely worth a watch. And don't worry, this review is spoiler-free. Beyond the Bar follows the litigation team at Oooooo law firm, led by the seemingly aloof but highly skilled Suk-hoon, played by Jin-wook. Suk-hoon is a demanding mentor and a reserved colleague, but he's known for being excellent at his job. One day, Hyun-min, played by Chae-yeon, joins his department. Hyun-min is a passionate young lawyer who may be a bit inexperienced, but she has a very strong sense of justice and she's very keen to learn. Suk-hoon and Hyun-min have two very different personalities, but their dedication to their work is just as intense. So we observe as these two people help each other become better lawyers. Beyond the Bar is indeed an impressive accomplishment for rookie writer Bak, who managed to create a group of compelling, humane characters and set them in a story that isn't afraid to examine the darkest facets of our society. Cleverly put together, Beyond the Bar succeeds at humanizing lawyers, defendants, and plaintiffs through a sincere, understanding, and socially conscious narrative. Beyond the Bar makes use of an excellent episodic structure, where each installment introduces us to a different case handled by the Oooooo litigation team, while still advancing overarching storylines and character development. The heart of Beyond the Bar lies in these cases, which tackle heavy, complex subjects with kindness, courage, and nuance. Offering 1,000 questions but never clear-cut answers, the series embraces moral ambiguity as a matter of course. It navigates a lot of gray areas of what is right, of what is fair, and of what is socially acceptable, while illustrating how the law, as made by imperfect human beings, is very much flawed and open to a million different interpretations. What brings all these stories together is an emotion that is often forgotten in legal dramas: love. Beyond the Bar is a story about love in all its shapes and sizes. In one way or another, love resides at the core of everything we are and do, be it familial or platonic or romantic or obsessive or even love for oneself. We are naturally passionate beings, and that echoes throughout every single one of our actions. Whether that love is selfish or selfless, changeable or constant, kind or ruthless, this is what leads to our conflicts, wounds, and dilemmas. The Oooooo team shows an undying dedication to the letter of the law, but beyond the cold lines of contracts and legislations, they do their very best to look at the defendants and plaintiffs sharing their courtrooms as three-dimensional individuals. They work to identify the essence of these people and their problems, finding their broken hearts and helping them put the pieces back together. This process works as a mirror, allowing our protagonists to face their own ghosts and demons. Besides igniting and fueling their character arcs, these cases ensure thematic consistency in Beyond the Bar by offering a narrative in which all elements support the show's main theme. Beyond emotional resonance, these episodic challenges, let's say, also offer a fairly realistic look at modern society, leading to some timely social commentary. But the element in Beyond the Bar that provides the strongest social critique is the show's overarching storyline involving corruption within the Yulim ranks. Structured as a typical political intrigue story, this conflict doesn't necessarily offer anything of revolutionary to the narrative, but it functions as an effective tool for the critique of nepotism, favoritism, and prejudice in the workplace. Even though the script does have its slips, what makes it all work is that nothing ever happens by miracle or coincidence. The plot is built on the tension of cause and effect, and the events are always driven by our protagonists. There are no melodramatic backstabs, no unstoppable, all-powerful villain. The narrative of Beyond the Bar is guided by a group of brilliant, attentive characters who are always communicating, always planning each and every move carefully. That results in a satisfying, cohesive experience in which we are able to connect emotionally and intellectually with the story being told. There are no easy answers in Beyond the Bar, but in the end, these answers are never more important than the process of discovery that leads us towards them. As they face their clients, the Yulim litigation team has to work together and learn from each other in order to achieve their goals. The outcome is a wonderfully stimulating dynamic between our characters, creating a mentoring process in which both the mentors and the mentees are highly intelligent and capable people. While Seok-hoon has a sharp perspective, a kind soul, and an intricate and compelling personality, Beyond the Bar stands out for its extraordinary female characters, without whom this narrative just wouldn't move forward. Our leading lady Hyo-min is bright, outspoken, and keen to defend her values. Beyond the Bar is Hyo-min's show, really. She is the heart of this series. Even her relationship with her childhood friends makes for a perfect example of a supportive, healthy female friendship as well. While Hyo-min represents the experience of a younger woman, attorney Ho Min-jung, played by Jung Hae-bin, offers a character who is just as complex, who is just as clever, but who illustrates a completely different kind of background. As an older professional who had to reinvent herself, Ho shines a light on a completely different kind of female experience in society. The same applies to Hyo-min's mother, whose character is given several different layers that are explored throughout the series. And of course, we have to mention the great attorney Kyung Na-yeon, played by Kim Yo-jin, the bold, capable, and confident mentor to Seok-hoon, who returns to break Yulim apart and rebuild it from scratch. These characters succeed not only thanks to the script, but also because performances are excellent all across the board. At last, Jin-wook has found a role that suits him perfectly, and following her fantastic work in JTBC's Family by Choice, Jung Chae-yeon returns with a triumphant, magnetic interpretation. Whether or not romance was the right dynamic for these two, I personally think that romance between the two of them wasn't really needed, so I was kind of happy with how the show ended. I know that some people were disappointed because they were hoping for more romance there. So this is a good warning. If you're looking for a lot of romance between the leads, Beyond the Bar is not going to offer you that. So I don't want anybody to be disappointed. So you've been warned. But Yi and Jung work extremely well together. Their chemistry and timing are always in perfect sync. Their conversations over tea, their evening conversations over tea, make up for the show, for some of the show's best scenes, to be honest. And then we have Lee Hak-ju and Jeon-bin, who also shined bright as the show's second lead characters, oozing charisma and appeal. So it's just a pleasure to watch all of them work together, really. While product placement is blatant, Beyond the Bar is beautifully and cleverly shot, especially in its first half. With animated sequences and artistic compositions, the narrative is presented in an incredibly engaging and visually creative way. As the episodes go by, however, this creativity slowly disappears, giving way to more conventional and yet still polished and effective cinematography. One technical element that combines a great script, great directing, and great performances is one curious technique that is used throughout the show to amp up audience expectations and engagement. So often, Beyond the Bar silences important dialogues to only review them later. So first, we watch the scene without the lines, forcing us to rely on the actors' facial expressions and body language to try to guess what's happening. Only later do we revisit that moment, now with the necessary dialogue audible to us. That goes to show how Beyond the Bar is the kind of series that trusts its characterization, but most importantly, that goes to show how Beyond the Bar is the kind of series that trusts its audience to follow the subtlety and subtext of its narrative. Now, I'll make an exception here for the last episode, because the last episode is very, very literal. So you can see the difference between the last episode and the rest of the series. Not that the last episode is bad per se, it isn't, but the last episode is a lot more literal than the rest of the show. Visual effects are still the weak spot of most K-dramas, and Beyond the Bar is no exception, but they aren't used often enough to ruin anybody's experience. Editing, especially with the use of weirdly placed parallel editing, can create this confusing, unnatural perception of time passing or not passing at times, but it still works very well to establish the pacing of the series. Okay, so the final question is, should you watch Beyond the Bar? Witty, empathetic, and spellbinding, Beyond the Bar follows TVN's Law in the City in invigorating the legal drama genre. Bold and sharp in its social commentary, this is a narrative guided by proactive, smart characters who take charge of their reality and future. As they arbitrate the disputes of their clients, the Ulim litigation team invites us to look at the world around us with more attentive and understanding eyes. They ask us to face our own flaws and doubts and wounds. But above all, Beyond the Bar offers us 1,000 questions about life and love and society, reminding us that while none of us actually has the right answers, what really matters is our drive to keep looking for them. Beyond the Bar is available on Netflix. Quick reminder that this review is also available on the Blossom Review, so I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to give it a read. And over on Substack this week, we reviewed Channel A's My Lovely Journey and NHK's The Long Way Home. I'll also leave a link in the description if you guys want to give it a shot. Guys, thank you so very much for being here. I really hope you like this video and you subscribe so I can see you here every week for a new review. Of course, leave a comment with your own thoughts and ideas on Beyond the Bar. I'll be super happy to read your ideas about the show too. Guys, thank you so very much. Have a lovely day and I'll see you very, very soon.